It's a bit loud in my neighborhood today. I think they're finished because stupid thing about the pool. They are resurfacing the pool. I mentioned this back in October that they've created a scenario where if it rains, it's going to look like the Poltergeist pool. That's what. But then they stopped work for like a month. And it seems that there was some sort of dispute within the HOA board over what tiles they wanted to put at the top of the pool, lining the pool. And so they are just now, I think it's over a month later, knocking all the tiles down. I think they've finally finished it. It's about 10 after 10 right now, and they started at 7. And that's a much smaller space on the pool than what they were doing when they were knocking out everything, the whole bottom and sides of it, right? And that only took them 2 days, and then they left, and we didn't see them come back until today. So I might have to pause this at some point to, if they start up again, and then just restart when they're done. But I think that they're done, other than maybe taking their wheelbarrow of debris and putting it in the back of a truck, right? So they might be done. But anyway, I've been watching Dustin daily for a few weeks, but I haven't covered one of his video, and he gets into the Maya case, which is close to my heart because I have complex regional pain syndrome. And I think, it can be a little dangerous when people are trying to self-diagnose. I was diagnosed with it by a pain management specialist doctor, right? All right, so let's get into this.
Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Dustin, and I'm back for another video. Now, in this video, it's not going to be a drama video. I just want to sit here and talk about things that I want to talk about. I've been watching Peter Mon do this for a while now, and I decided that I wanted to sit down and do it. I tweeted out and said that I felt like I could sit down and make a 45-minute video and talk about, like, literally anything, and there was a lot of people that liked that. So that's what I'm...
You know why everybody loves Peter Mon? It's because he's the kind of dude that you can sit down with, have coffee. There's never going to be any sort of lack of subjects you can talk about. And watching him sit on his patio waving to neighbors is so endearing. It's the kind of just down-home, middle-class lifestyle that most of us are looking for. And so it's just hard. Oh, all right. I'm going to pause for now. The work is slowing down, so I think they're kind of nearing the end here, but it sounds like they're doing like some edge work of just getting last bits and pieces. So I might have to pause again, but let's get back into Dustin's stuff.
I am sitting in the car because there's a lot of stuff going on in the house right now. Videos are being filmed, dinner's being cooked, things like that. So that's why I'm in the car. I used to film car videos like literally all the time. It's not something that I really do anymore because I never really think about it. So that's why I decided to film it in the car, just because it's like super easy. So I apologize if you guys hear like background noise and things like that. You probably shouldn't because it's nighttime now.
Me too. My apologies for the fact that they're working on the pool right now, you guys.
I do have the car running, so if you guys hear the air or something like that, that's what it is. So I really don't even know what this video is going to be about other than just my thoughts. There's a few things that I wanted to touch on and talk about in this video. But first, let me lubricate and get a sip of water. If you guys do not drink Clear American, you can get it at Walmart. You guys know that I was addicted to Water Talk, and I was drinking the cherry limeade from Sonic. I still love that. I haven't had it in a really long time. This is literally what I drink all the time. If you like soda, this is like soda. If you can get used to the taste of this, which is not bad at all, this red, white, and blue pop is literally flavored like Bomb Pop. If you like those...
Walmart is a union buster. I've been boycotting them for years. Same as Amazon.
Pop, like, not suckers, what are they? Popsicles. You will love this. This is so good. This gives you everything that a soda will give you without all the horrible things in it. And I was reading about this because I fell down the rabbit hole about it, because I didn't want to drink water if it wasn't going to be hydrating as regular water, like this water, the seltzer water. But apparently this is just as hydrating as regular water. So I don't feel guilty.
Why don't you just drink regular water?
And it's so good. It's so good. They're really hard to get though, just because I know that everybody is on this now. When you order these at Walmart, like they never have them. You have to go into the store and pick them up. They never have them on the pickup thing. But I guess maybe the first thing that I want to talk about, should I talk about this? I'm going to talk about it. Okay. So you guys know that me and Nick moved from Texas to Florida. There was a whole thing that went on. I'm not going to get into the specifics of that. I just wanted to address some things because there's been a lot of like talk or whatever. I'm healthier than I've ever been, and to see people like accusing me of like taking drugs to lose weight. I have been on this health journey for literally how many months now? At least 6 months, 7 months. I've lost a total of 47 pounds.
I'm going to pause again because they've started back up. All right, let's see if I get a couple of minutes here with them taking a break or taking the debris out. Okay, so I don't know why he moved from Texas to Florida. Don't really care. These are both pretty contentious states where a lot of Republicans are getting control of shit, and they are definitely not places I would want to live. Both states are anti-gay, anti-women, and anti-immigrant. So I mean, I would have chosen a different state. I would have chosen something that is at least a little bit more purple than what's going on in those two states. But let's see how far I can get before they start drilling again.
It goes up to 50 sometimes because I feel like I'm building muscle now, because I'll lose weight and then I'll gain weight back, but my diet hasn't really changed. I think that I'm putting on muscle now because I lift a lot of weights. I work out every single day. But I've been seeing people alleging that I was doing drugs. That is crazy. That is crazy. I didn't even really
You know what? The haters are always going to find something. When I dropped 70 pounds back in 2018, my haters told me I was doing it because I was man hungry. But in fact, I was doing it because I lost my appetite because they were stressing me out, chasing me up and down the state, and making my life difficult. And so out of the anxiety of the situation, I lost my appetite.
Weed like that until me and Nick got together. And weed, for me, is medicinal. Okay? Because that's first and foremost. Something else I wanted to talk about is just like the energy shift. Like Nick and I, we were like really going through it when we lived in Texas. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but or noticed rather. Nick was not uploading that much. He was severely depressed. I was depressed. He more than me, honestly. He was really going through it. And I think it's very noticeable that Nick is in a very like way better headspace now than he was, because he's getting up every day 8-9 o'clock in the morning. We're going to bed like super freaking early.
Okay, I'm just gonna go inside to finish this up because I have no idea when this work is going to be done. It should have been done a month ago. It's irritating that they can't get their projects right. When I flew out to Georgia to help flip the Senate in 2020, December 2020, right before Thanksgiving, they started a paint project on my building. But what they did is they made us bring everything that we had on our balconies or in our backyards inside to clutter up our living rooms. And they power washed the building the day before Thanksgiving, and did not resume the work until the following Monday. They then kept us trapped in our homes for a week while they painted the building. But the job was so piss poor that there were paint drippings everywhere, and they had to completely redo the job while I was in Georgia. And I had to have my mom on standby for when they were going to paint the front door, because somebody needed to be here because the door had to remain open to dry. I'm so sick of these HOA projects that are just disastrous. Anyway, the pool thing seems to be disastrous as well. Let's see how it finally ends up. It's supposed to rain on Wednesday, and I highly doubt that they're going to have that thing resealed or whatever it's called. It's they're like lying down like a new pool bottom and sides, and they're going to put tiles in. But they seem to be so bad at managing projects that I have no idea if they're going to get it done before it starts raining. And it's supposed to start raining on Wednesday and go all the way through the weekend. So, poor planning again.
10:30, 11:30, maybe 12 the latest. We're eating healthy. Like, it's so crazy, the night and day difference. And just like, it doesn't feel like all the energy is being sucked out of the room. So we're in a much better place now. Like, that was such, like, I feel like every time I get comfortable, every time I feel like I can finally just like breathe for like 2 fucking seconds, bam, something happens. Literally. Because look at this, right? So Nick's mom, she passed away. We moved across the country to Vegas. Then we moved back across the country from Vegas to Florida. Then we moved to Texas. The house burnt down. Then, what else? There was something else. My mom died. My nephew died. There was something else. There was something else horrible that happened in there that I'm probably forgetting. But I've had all these horrible fucking things happen. Nick has had all these horrible things happen. Like, it's just like one thing after another. And I'm hoping that I'm not gonna like jinx myself. But I'm finally starting to feel like somewhat normal again. I'm working out every day. I'm feeling a lot better. And I'm wanting to make content. That's why I made my second channel. Speaking of my second channel, I posted it in my last video. A lot of you guys subscribed to it. Thank you so much. I'm planning tomorrow to hopefully make that video and put it all together. I was doing my research today. It was like, for me, I really enjoy like the research part of things and putting things together. That's like my favorite part. And then my second favorite part would be like editing. I really, really enjoy editing. I'm really looking forward to the second channel. I really am, because I came to the conclusion that I need to make a second channel, because when I posted that Britney Spears video, I've seen literally so many people talk about Britney Spears and get millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views. And of course, when you make content, you want people to watch it.
Hold on to your jingle bells.
Watch it. So it's not really me complaining that I got 14,000 views, so much as it is the algorithm. Because if I make it, it's very apparent. Like, if you look back at my past 2 videos, I made 2 videos on Jeffree Star, one sitting at like 50,000, and then the one that I posted yesterday is at like 30 something thousand views now. And that's amazing. That's what my channel used to do. And I feel like YouTube is kind of like pigeonholed me or put me into a box where, like, if I upload content about entertainment news that is not like beauty centric, like about Manny MUA, James Charles, Jeffree Star, all these people that I've talked about over the years that's literally grown my channel, I feel like my content doesn't get pushed out to people that would necessarily want to watch it. Or, I mean, I get it, some people are just not into Britney Spears. It's just weird to me, the number of people that make videos and the views that they get versus what it does to me. And I've noticed this throughout the years.
Well, I don't know how you titled those videos, but this particular title I don't think was very effective, especially because it's not true, right? And so for me as a viewer, when you say, let's talk unpopular opinions that will cancel me, I watched the whole thing. Granted, there was drilling going on in the background, but I just don't see where that title makes sense at all. And that's my big complaint about some of the channels that I watch, that it's like, let's talk, or, just things that tell you nothing about what you're about to watch. And I think it would be helpful if y'all put, well, I'm going to talk about Take Care of Maya. I'm going to talk about Jeffree Star and James Charles and Manny MUA. Like, if you actually tell us what you're going to talk about, the algorithms will pick you up. But a title like this doesn't really work. The only reason I saw it is because I'm subscribed to your channel. And so you came up in my subscriber feed.
Honestly, with several different topics that I've made videos about, like true crime, like my Mindy McCready video, I put my heart and fucking soul into that video. That is one of my favorite videos that I have ever worked on. It had such an amazing message about mental health and drug abuse, and I felt like it was very important, and that video really did not get pushed out the way it should. And it's very much that, if I talk about people in entertainment like Mindy McCready, Britney Spears, I get the Mindy McCready thing is super old, but there's still really diehard fans out there, even though she's passed away. YouTube puts creators in a box, so if they see that you fill this box where you talk about X, Y, and Z, and that video does good for you, it pushes that type of content. So when you start deviating from that content, like when I've been trying to get into true crime through all these years, and I post a true crime video, it just will not perform. And it's not anything that you guys are doing. It's not anything that I'm doing. It's just literally how the algorithm works. So that's why.
Well, I guess we have obviously different performance expectations, because I have a very small audience. So if I'm getting over 1,000 views on a video, I'm like, wow, okay, that must have some traction, right? Because that's unusual for me. That is greater than the number of subscribers that I have, which, by the way, I have never, ever asked, please subscribe to my channel. But, I guess it'd be nice, because you'd help me grow something. I'm just a few months away from getting a final determination on my health condition and work restrictions. So I'm going to have to figure out what I can do to earn a living after March 3rd, right? But I've never pushed my channel. I've never been out there saying, please subscribe to my channel. Please donate to my cause. By the way, I'm a disabled activist. You should really think about subscribe. I don't drop links like Venmo links, or I don't drop these things for you. And I've never monetized anything because I've never reached the statistics. But it's a little whiny for a channel that actually is making money to be like, I'm sorry, I'm just not getting enough views. Well, look at your titles, dude. How are you advertising your videos? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, because I actually do like your channel. I like your channel. But I don't think, let's say my boyfriend's scrolling down YouTube. He's not going to stop at a video like this. He's not going to be like, oh, let's talk unpopular opinions that will cancel me. He's not going to be interested in something like that. But if you said, I'm going to talk about Take Care of Maya, he might actually stop for that, because we've been discussing the case, because I have the same condition, right?
Made my second channel. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to cover Britney Spears. I still haven't read the book. And honestly, the reason why I haven't read the book yet is because I wanted to sit down and make videos on it and react to certain things in it, because I know what's in the book. I just haven't read it for myself. But I felt like if I did that, and I took the time out to edit a really nice video and put up supporting information, I just feel like it would be a waste of time, because if I do that and I spend all this time doing it, YouTube isn't going to push that for me on this channel. So that's why I've made the second channel. I'm really, really excited about it. I'm going to do everything that I can't do here over there. I don't know how often I'm going to upload over there or what exactly the content's going to be. It's going to be about things that are popular that I'm into, if that makes sense. Like the Hulu specials that come out about like true crime and stuff. Whoever suggested this Take Care of Maya thing, like, thank you so much. I have fallen down this rabbit hole, and I know so much about complex regional pain syndrome now. You think I have it. That is so horrible and debilitating, and what that family went through, honestly, truly makes me so fucking sick. Like, this, what's her name? Is it Sally Smith? Dr. Smith, whatever her fucking name is. It's in my notes.
She's not a doctor, okay? At best, she's like a medical assistant or a nurse. She was employed by a different agency and allowed hospital privileges. That's what I've seen in these videos. That woman had no business around Maya. And she apparently has a record of high accusations against parents of children in which she is involved in their cases, allegedly.
That lady, I feel like she should be imprisoned, because it wasn't just Maya that she did this to. She did this to countless families that came into this hospital that were like literally seeking help for their children that were like in pain, suffering, and doing all like going through all this horrible shit. And she like took these kids away from their parents and basically alleged that they were abusing them. And that's what the whole thing about Take Care of Maya is. That is one of the most heartbreaking things I think I have ever watched. And I have watched some really horrible things. But to hear, like, the voice memos and to see the notes that Beata took and everything that she went through, and you can just hear the emotion and the pain in her voice when she literally just wants to be there with her daughter. It ripped my fucking heart out. So I want to make sure that I make a really good video on that, because that's what that family deserves. And I believe that they deserve every single penny that they get out of this lawsuit. Period, point blank, end of story. Obviously, money is not ever going to bring their mother back. I think that that is so fucking sad. But I feel like the people that done this to this family absolutely need to be held accountable. Absolutely 100%. Now, I haven't got to really dig into, like, any of the other people that were involved outside of this doctor yet. I'm going to dig into her. I'm going to know every single fucking thing I need to know about her when I make this video. But I know that there was other doctors involved. I think that there was like a social worker. You can hear the voice memos in this documentary. If you have not watched it, it's on Netflix. Please go watch it. You can hear like all these people, how they interacted with her, and they almost made Beata, not almost, they tried to make Beata sound crazy, when all she wanted to do was take care of her kid, because this CRPS.
They were accusing her of having Munchausen by proxy. Her mother, Beata, was a nurse herself. She had a medical background, and she was following doctors' instructions, several doctors who all agreed. And the hospital challenged that decision and also made it all her fault, that Maya was on ketamine treatments and had gone to Mexico for treatment that was not approved in the US. That was their argument, is that they were putting her on some serious painkillers. I have personally not taken any painkillers for my condition. I've just gone with the physical therapy and all the other stuff that they've asked me to do. But I've tried to make a point of not taking anything that I would ingest that has severe side effects. And so I've powered through a lot of the pain that surrounds this condition. But I want you guys to be careful about thinking that if you watch a documentary, all of a sudden you're an expert on the condition, because there's so much more to it than you think. 2 doctors, at least in the US, told her to get the ketamine. I don't know that I would necessarily agree with that. I don't know that I would have my child do that. I have not approved that for myself, although it hasn't even been offered to me. In the US, most doctors actually are very adverse to pain medication. They don't want to give you anything that is addictive, like opioids, Oxycontin, shit like that. Because there's worse consequences for then getting addicted to a painkiller. But I'm sure that was part of the dispute in this case. However, the way the hospital handled it was wrong. Absolutely wrong. You don't put her in Child Protective Services. You don't medically abduct her. You work with the parents and talk to them about the consequences of continuing a treatment like that and present alternatives. This is a horrifying story. It's a horrifying story.
Literally, like, it's a lot of people have it, but I think it goes undiagnosed, and that people just never find out that that's what they have. And you have to take ketamine.
No, not a lot of people have it. It's actually kind of a rare condition. About 250,000 people per year are diagnosed with complex regional pain syndrome.
To like offset it for a certain amount of time to put you into remission, and then it can just flare back up at any time. And Beata, the mother of Maya, was a nurse, so she knew how all this shit worked. And just that whole story, it ripped my heart out. I hope that there's a book written about it. I hope that maybe Maya one day opens up and shares more of her story. I know it's super painful for her to have to do that, because I was watching
I'm fairly certain that I saw down my feed today, and I'll try and like search back for it, an actual interview with Maya on one of the news networks. So she might have already spoken out, but I don't know, because I didn't stop to actually watch it.
courtroom footage of them reading the verdict, and she was just like sobbing. Like, I can't imagine the emotion that girl had to go through sitting there listening to people replay her trauma for her, and her having to answer to that. And then for her to get this verdict of all this money, like, I'm sure it's bittersweet. Like, the money's never going to bring her mother back. It's never going to get rid of her trauma. So, like, I'm hoping that there's not an appeal, but with companies like this hospital, it's so sick, the medical industry that we have here in America. It pisses me the fuck off. Like, I hope that she's able to find some kind of peace somewhere in this, and I hope that one day she's able to share her story, because I want to read a book. I want like a TV documentary. I want something where she's able to share what these people did to her in more detail, if she's willing to do that, because these people need to fucking pay. It's just absolutely sick.
Let's see if I can find it. I can't find it. I saw it early this morning, so I'm sure it'll bounce back up. If so, I'll just save it to my playlist. But I'm fairly certain she did like an interview with a news network or something.
Now, what else can I talk about? Oh, so I was watching Peter's video. He was talking about payroll. Okay. Now, you guys know I've talked about this whole payroll narrative for literally years. And in the series that I was making about James Charles, part of that was in it. And Spill Sesh was a part of that, and I left a big part of that out because I was acquaintances with her. We're still acquaintances. I've never claimed to be her friend. And the fact that she tweeted back to me the other day on Twitter and basically like tried to flip this around, like her and Manny are acquaintances. You know what? I'm really tired of just allowing shit to go on when I know things. Because I know some things, but I know something, and you know it too, Christy. What you said to Manny when me, you, and Sloan and Paige were in that bar that night, in that message that you showed me so gleefully, you know what you said to Manny, and I know what Manny said back to you and Sloan. And it's not something that acquaintances would be saying. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to air you out like that because I don't really personally think it's my business. But what is my business is the optics that are surrounding drama channels after years of being called out for payroll. And then you get in a video with him, and then you and him just chop it up. And then basically you try to turn it around on me on Twitter like you're an acquaintance with Manny when that is just not the case. I know that, you know that, Sloan knows that, and Paige knows that. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Like, literally, she can do what she wants. Hold on a second. I need more water.
That's not water, it's soda. But anyway, for those of you who are following Peter Mon's lead on Payroll 2.0, and I agree that Spills Sesh, or whatever her name is, Christy, clearly falls into the category of what you're talking about tit for tat, right? You're getting freebies to give out free advertising to beauty creators, beauty fashion icons, I don't know, who have troubled pasts because they're either engaged in pedophilia or they're engaged in this unethical relationship with reviewers, essentially. I know you guys keep calling yourselves the drama channel or whatever, and that they are the influencers, right? I think I've got this right. It's an unethical relationship because they're buying your good reviews, right? And they're buying your free advertising. So why haven't you guys included Eugenia Cooney and Michaela in this conversation? I'm sure there's more, right? Because this isn't even like a particular segment of the internet that I pay attention to, but I've paid attention enough that I know that those two people are also having problematic relationships with producers of makeup to give them free advertising, right? In exchange for like thousands of dollars of free makeup and clothes, right?
She can do what she wants. That's fine. I'm not trying to like sit here and tell her what she can and cannot do on her channel. That would make me a hypocrite because I hate when people tell me what I should and shouldn't do on my channel. I think that it's a bad look. It truly is a bad look. And you know what else really makes me sick about this? Peter mentioned this in the last video, not the last video that he uploaded today, but I think the video before that. He mentioned how Manny, well, not even Manny, let me back up. He mentioned how Here for the Tea Sam, you know, she passed away. How she even told me this, how when she was coming back, she was going to rebrand and she was allegedly supposed to do this face reveal with Manny MUA. That's what she talked about. That's why, like, literally she tweeted out like her wedding pictures and all these different things because she was at some point in time wanting to like completely reveal her face. And I knew that she ended up doing that, but she didn't do it like in a video. She literally talked about doing this with Manny. And I just find it so weird that several years later, now we have Spill Sesh doing her face reveal with Manny. It's just so hypocritical to me. The people that were calling us out for like the pay, like alleged payroll, because I never got a fucking dime from anybody. The people that were calling us out so hard, we couldn't even fucking breathe or put out a tweet with somebody on our fucking Twitter saying that we were on a payroll. But none of those people are saying shit now. Not one. None of them. None of them. None of them. And specifically, Sharita. Now, you guys probably don't know who Sharita is. She has a little channel over there named Sharita Explains It All. She was like the driving force of this whole payroll narrative. Now, something really interesting about Sharita is, like, back in the day before my channel like really grew, I had maybe like 10,000, 15,000 subscribers. I don't even know. But I do have the receipts. If I have to go back, if she wants to try it, I can go back and I can look. There was a time when I was going to share my platform with Sharita to let her talk about issues and stuff that she thought was important. And then like 2 weeks later, this video came out and I was on some kind of payroll when literally we were communicating like 2 weeks before that. I don't know. But something else about this whole payroll thing that I was going to get into with this series is the fact that there was a group chat that had this girl Sharita in it and multiple other people, and they were communicating, in my opinion at least, with James Charles, because there's a whole bunch of information that I have. Literally, I have like 2 or 3 folders on my MacBook right now that are like full to the brim of receipts. Like, not just receipts that I have, receipts that have been sent to me, receipts that people have dug up about James Charles and this whole payroll thing. It's a lot deeper than you guys know. It's a lot. So for Peter to bring Sharita up, that just like reignited that flame in my brain about this whole payroll thing. It just never fucking sat right with me that these people got away with this. And now in 2023, damn, I'm so hoarse. And now in 2023, we have Spill Sesh doing this. Could you guys imagine if I had an anonymous channel and it was still me, you guys didn't know what I looked like, and I got all these views, and I said that I went to all these parties and that I used to work for TMZ, and then I come out and reveal my face to all of you with Manny. I would get eaten the fuck alive. I wouldn't have a channel. People would drag me, and I'm not trying to...
The starter pack, I think, is the best way to...
Listen, I'm not trying to take away from what I said in my original video about Spill Sesh. She is a lovely person. She's very funny. But she's also very fake. Like, that whole Hollywood, like, social influencer shit, that's very much her. Very much her. And there's a lot of talk about YouTube. Even, like, when I went to hang out with Spill Sesh and Sloan and meet them, I didn't go to talk about YouTube. Like, YouTube was, like, the last thing on my mind. There was several things that were brought up that night. Several things that were brought up that night. But I didn't want to talk about YouTube. I didn't want to talk about numbers. I didn't want to talk about being the next Andy Cohen, the next Barbara Walters, the next Wendy Williams, because I think that that's incredibly fucking cringe. Incredibly fucking cringe to think that as a YouTuber you could get to that level or that you would ever have that notoriety. But, girl, people out here dreaming. They're fucking dreaming. Wake the fuck up. I don't know. The longer that I'm on YouTube, the longer I realize why people just make videos and don't do anything else. Like, I love the interaction, but sometimes it becomes so much because it's just like, if I do the same things that other people are doing, I get canceled. Or I get in trouble. Or I'm getting nasty tweets. Or I'm getting nasty emails. And let me tell you, to the motherfucker that signed me up for Scientology again, fuck you. Do you know how many times I've been signed up for Scientology? A lot. But somebody signed me up again.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. But it sucks. I can't, like, some of the trolling bullshit that you guys do out there. And the thing is, like, why? Are you so bored with your life that you just need to try and hurt people that way? That's so messed up.
And I literally just got DVDs in the mail. Please fucking stop that. That's not cute. It's not cute at all. To be honest, those people are fucking nuts. But then again, everybody that lives in Hollywood, Hollyweird, they're fucking nuts too.
That is not true. And quite frankly, those of us who have lived in Hollywood had better life circumstances than whatever the bullshit you had to deal with in Texas and Florida.
I don't know what else to talk about. I think I've pretty much covered everything. Certainly not 45 minutes. Yeah, I think I've said all I pretty much want to say. Sorry it's not 45 minutes, but you guys, this is just my random thoughts. Take it or leave it. I probably said something in this video that's going to piss somebody off, but you know what? I've literally learned this over the past year since my mom passed away. I'm tired of putting my feelings behind everyone else's. If I feel a certain way, I'm going to say it. You don't have to like it, In the things I'm saying, I'm not really trying to be abrasive unless I really make it clear that I'm trying to be abrasive. But
Well, I think the thing is that you need to realize that your feelings are also assumptions. And they're not necessarily facts. So you can't just like brand an entire neighborhood of LA as being a problem when you've never lived there yourself, right? Just like I know that there's probably some pockets in Texas that are nice to live in, like maybe Austin. But I can look at your the legislation that's getting passed over there and compare it to the legislation getting passed in California and tell you that you're making some poor decisions about where you want to live.
I'm tired of tiptoeing around people's feelings because you know what? Nobody tiptoes around mine. Nobody gives a fuck about how I feel outside of my circle. So why the fuck should I care about anybody else's feelings? I'm talking about like in regards to like social media influencers. Like, it's sad that I even have to clarify that. I feel like when I say things in my mind, they make sense to me, but to some people they just don't make sense, or it doesn't make sense, rather. But yeah, I'm tired of being like this nice, cordial person when people are just nasty to me. And there's been people really fucking nasty to me behind the scenes, you guys, that I've never fucking talked about, that I could sit down and expose today. To fucking day. But you know what? I was the bigger person and I've walked away. And you know what? I get a bad rap from people online because I'm mean. I'm never really truly mean to people first until they try it with me, and then I get mean. Because like I've said before, if you're going to go to the depths, like if you're going to take me down, I'm going to go to the depths of hell. I will go to the fucking sediment, bitch. That's where I'm at. Life is too fucking short, and that, coming full circle back to what I just said a minute ago, that is it. Like, I've really realized my mortality over the past year. It's just the more people that I have in my life that pass away that have been in my life since I was a kid, it just blows my mind. And you know what else? You know what else blows my mind? Like this right here. And I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way. I'm not saying it to be mean, rude, callous, malice, any of that shit. Literally. It's the fact for me that these people, the same people that made this payroll narrative up, these same people sainted Sam, right? Sam, Here for the Tea, passed away. It's so sad. They sainted her, but they rolled so hard for her in life. She's literally been gone now for 2 years, and I haven't seen an in memoriam post. No one. And that honestly makes me sad for her because she did leave a legacy. She did leave a legacy. We can thank her for like receipt-driven channels and people getting out here doing deep dives and stuff like that. She may not have been the very first, but in the beauty drama space, she absolutely was. And for all these people to put her on a pedestal for all these years and then for her to pass away and not one single fucking person acknowledge that is truly fucking sad to me, because the articles that were written after that, the videos that were made, all this different shit, to me, it just doesn't mean anything if they're not going to keep her legacy going. You know what I mean? That's very sad to me. I wanted to acknowledge that and give credit where it's due, because Sam did leave a lasting mark and a legacy in our community. And I don't think that people are really acknowledging that the way that they should. I'm not saying that we should saint her. I'm not saying that we should credit her for everything, but we do owe at least some kind of credit to her in that respect. And I think that it's just gross. The people that she said were her friends can't even acknowledge her 2 years later. That's gross.
Well, I definitely do want to, send my condolences for all of your losses that you've had, and your partner who's also experienced a loss. I mean, it's very sad. It's hard to lose people. It's hard to lose friends. It's hard to lose family. Treasure your memories, and may the healing be swift.
And I know some people are going to feel some kind of way about that. I don't care. I don't. Feel how you want to feel about it. That was your friend. You should have at least acknowledged the 2-year passing of her, passing. She deserved that at least. Ugh. But you guys, I know this video is all over the place. I don't even really know, truthfully, if I'm going to upload this, because I don't do videos like this. I feel like I'm very bad at it. I feel like it was long-winded. I probably could have said a lot less. But you guys, I hope you have an amazing day, a great Sunday, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.
Okay, so just circling back to the Maya case real quick, and how I said it's really important not to self-diagnose. So the Wikipedia statistics list that it's about 250,000 people per year that get diagnosed with this condition. It is quite rare. You don't want to self-diagnose. And I mean, it's pretty specific stuff, right? So, for example, you'll feel fire in extremities, depending on like which part of your body it's primarily affecting. So in my case, it was mostly affecting my left leg because that's where the attack dog bit me. So I had fire going up and down my leg for the first few months. There are ways that you can go through treatment and kind of relieve the symptoms, but it's never going to go away. It's always going to be there. So I have reduced mobility as a result of this. It is very difficult for me to navigate stairs and to get up and down out of chairs, right? Those are the two activities that affect me the most. Also bending over. So like trying to clean my floors is very difficult for me. But I have at least advanced to the stage where I can do my dishes, I can do my laundry, and I can drive. Because for the first few months, I also had occasions in which it was too painful to drive. Now, for a 10-year-old, that's going to be even more confusing and chaotic because their feelings, nerve endings, taste buds, everything are much more heightened at that age, right? I'm an old lady at this point. I'm like 49. I was 48 when this started for me. But it was debilitating. And there were, and it comes in waves. It comes in cycles when it gets worse. So there were times where I could not get out of bed for 3 days at a time because the pain was so severe. And I've been going through physical therapy. I've had sympathetic blocks. I went through acupuncture. I have another MRI scheduled. I'm going through physical therapy right now, but apparently I also have a potassium deficiency. So that's on hold until I get medically cleared to go back to it. It's a very traumatic pain condition. It's not like the dog ripped the back of my leg open. What he did was, there were bite marks, there were some small punctures, and there were huge scars from what happened. And the bruising went up the back of my thigh and down into my calf, right? It's a nerve condition in which anytime somebody or whatever creates an additional pain situation for you, it compounds and makes it much worse. So when I was given modified duties and I was expressing to my leadership that the modified duties were actually causing additional pain for me, that was sending brain signals to my nerve receptors and causing inflammation throughout my entire nervous system and making it much worse. So I don't think that you can just watch a documentary without living the condition or actually being a physician who knows what they're talking about, and just start jumping to conclusions about what's right and what's wrong. I would have disagreed with the ketamine treatments, but I also more so disagree with the fact that the hospital blamed mom and did not include her in conversations. That is fucking unacceptable. To medically abduct a child away from their parents is fucking unacceptable. And I don't know if we have a final payout yet. As of Friday, I think it was somewhere around 258 million. But I know that they were looking to exceed the caps. So I don't know if they're trying to do some more stuff today. I guess we'll see. But as far as I know, she got like a $258 million award out of that civil trial against Johns Hopkins.